This story is sponsored by DigElog ROCORI 2.0. The DigElog network now publishes to Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, so we are where you are. DigElog ROCORI 2.0, where ROCORI people connect. 1 month ago, just before the Oscar Awards in February of 2009, DigElog ROCORI had the chance to sit down and talk to Chaplain Gerard Dols. Growing up in Richmond, Minnesota, Dols made a connection with Harvey Milk, the main character in the film Milk. Although he would not know it at the time, this connection would completely change Dols' life. In part 2 of this story, Dols discusses his adolescent years and the events that led up to him contacting Harvey Milk.
I had great parents. I want to make that very clear. They were great. They just didn't realize by putting me, having all these surgeries, and then to be separate from me, it was hard for all of us, you know. And
you mentioned that anger began to fill a void. When did that first come to play? Was it real early on, or?
I was angry. I wasn't able to do a lot of things. You know, I was angry. I was felt very why me? I remember one time I was in Boy Scouts and they were going to ski or tubing, and my mom said I couldn't go because of my legs, and she was worried about me breaking my legs, and that was the hardest day. I remember, I had to stay home, so because they were concerned about my physical being, and yeah.
And that, as I look back at my growing up, which was pretty much parallel to you, I can see that. I mean, I think we have a different attitude today of really going that extra effort of allowing the disabled person to experience more of life.
Right.
So you suffered through those.
I did. I didn't know how to relate to people. I mean, I didn't know how to relate. My family, my friends. I had a lot of girlfriends per se, but I didn't. We're just friends.
So if, in retrospect now, here's kind of a gift that you can offer, because you lived through this, you struggled with this, you paid the pain and suffering as Christ did, in a way, if you saw another young person that was disabled facing those challenges today, what would be your advice?
I think they felt the same way. I think that I've noticed that other disabled people felt they're very distant themselves. So it was hard to relate to them because they were angry because of their disability. So it wasn't like I had disability friends because they were in the same boat I was in. So of course there was no connection to be friends.
Okay. Sure. So bring us to the point then of your junior year and the discovery that came about. Yeah,
I'm a teenager struggling to find out who I was. I knew that there was something different about me, and I knew that I needed to find something that could help me to fulfill the purpose, and I thought it was the gay lifestyle. It was never about the physical. It was always looking for love, to be accepted. And that was what I was looking for.
So that ended up coming forward and being right there based on what experience?
Well, when I saw myself getting a little bit older, I was so frustrated with my whole life. you have to understand, I didn't have love like everybody else did. Because I was gone. I was so isolated, and I just wanted to be accepted. I went to my father's supper club, and Jerry's supper club, and there was a waitress that had a magazine called People Magazine, and there was an article about these two men. It was a gay couple, and I asked the waitress if I could take it home. And I took the magazine home, and this is the cover of December 12, 1977. I went to the library and got a copy of it, and then this was the article about a teacher and his partner in West Hollywood. I went home and I read the article. I was really intrigued by it. I remember calling information 411, and I thought, well, maybe I could talk to this Don Amador. His name was Don Amador, and his partner was Tony Carnes. And information gave me the number, and I called and I told him who I was. I said, my name is Gerard Dols. I'd like to run away from home. I feel I was being smothered, and I needed to find my way. And I thought the gay life would be the way. And it wasn't, but I'm going to tell you how I met Don Amador. So I called him and we talked on the phone. I said, I need to run away. Could you help me? And he said, well, it's not really open here, but we have a friend who just flew in from San Francisco named Harvey Milk. He was just visiting because of the article in People magazine. I didn't know who Harvey Milk was. And I thought, Milk, I thought, oh, I think I heard something about the news, said he just won. It became national because he was the first gay openly supervisor that was elected in San Francisco, where he was open with his life. And he came on the phone and we talked for about an hour. And he was telling me, you need to run away. We will help you. My partner and I will help you come to San Francisco. He knew I was disabled. So Harvey Milk said, you need to run to San Francisco. We will help you. My partner and I will help you. He knew I told him I was disabled without a kneecap. I could walk. He said, that's fine. We will help you. That was December 12th, 1977. The day this came out was on that day. And so he said, I'm going to send you a letter. It's going to give you information what to do when you get here. Just call me and everything. But here, I'm going to send all that to you. My parents, a week later, my parents got the letter, and they didn't know who this Harvey Milk was. I was 17 years old. Because of their love for me and compassion, they didn't, they saw this letter saying, come to San Francisco, and so they confronted me. I saw the letter for about 4 seconds, and I gave it back to my parents, and they said, who is he? I don't remember what I said to them, but I knew that they were going to keep that letter. And so they went to their local state representative, which was B.J. Brinkman. He was a state representative, and he went to the state attorney general's office and said, can you put a stop to this? This boy is being asked to leave his home in Richmond to come to San Francisco. And can you call Harvey Milk's office and tell him, So anyway, I did not know this until I called Harvey Milk a week later, and I said, I'm sorry, but I don't have your letter because my parents took it. Harvey said, well, we have the letter. Harvey said, oh, please edit that part. Harvey said, I was notified from the state attorney general's office. You can't come now. You have to wait till you're 18. That's 9 months from now. Can you wait? So I said, oh, sure. I guess I have to wait. I will be 18 in September. This was January, beginning of January. And what happened was next, all summer I did talk to Harvey Milk on the phone. I was preparing myself to leave when I turned 18, September 8th.
Now, did your folks at that time know your intent?
I don't know if they did. This is 31 years ago. It was 78.